My techniques would probably drop. Mm-hmm. That's awesome. Mm-hmm. Well, one of them I'm looking at is the you do not provoke reactions, provided your actions began in close combat. Given reaction doesn't exist anymore, I may as well drop that and use those points elsewhere.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Basically, what I think happened was we beat up the tentacle snake monster. Um, Brad Dad of Beck fell from the sky, helped out during the heroic fight at the end, and then yes, but Rad Bad Dad. Anyway, so
Fell
he
from the
showed up.
sky, tried to steal everyone's thunder.
His thunder was stolen because clearly Croquette punched it to death, as far as everyone saw. Yeah, there's nothing else that happened that was at all helpful from anybody
If
else. It was
only
all Croquette.
Rao had actually done something useful during that
If
fight.
only Rao had been
He
there.
just ran away for a
I think
while.
the end of the of our game was actually Rao making his way to safety before his etherealness wore out. I think that's what it was.
I was making my way in the world today. It takes everything I had.
Yeah, but I think we were on our way to go steal a thing. His rival corporation's building to go steal the guy's new fancy pet. Is it like is this going to be like one of those anime situations where there's like this character that declares that they're the rival of somebody else, and we get there and the other guy doesn't even know he exists? Wow.
Original the story.
Original the story, guys. Do you mean his
Glomgold.
business partner? Oh.
Yeah, Glomgold.
Yep.
Glomgold.
Yeah, it is Glomgold.
I don't know my DuckTales lore that hard. I'd have to like confer with other people. Kronos, is this
Glomgold
true?
McFetlock.
Wow, Flintheart Glomgold.
Oh no. There's conflicting information here. Wikipedia, can you solve it? Wait, where's Blackheart? Mm-hmm.
Cult place.
Yeah, but he has enough money that, well, he probably owns the local IRPF. Decency, what's that? Cool.
My mind
that-
races. I wonder, does this cover mental health issues?
Right. So
I
what
don't
you're
understand. I treated her broken leg, and she seemed
Yeah.
fine.
So what you're saying is that most definitely should be sending the rodent, right?
Mental health, guys. I'm too stressed.
Nope, I need to
I don't know what
go.
you're talking
Can't
about, I'm
deal with
fine.
Dad.
No, you don't understand. Planets have been falling from the sky. This has been terrifying. Need to go. Shell shock, totally bad. Yeah, I'll. Since I was doing medical on her. I'll be like, so hey, guys, I'm gonna have the little girl here go off and get treated. I think if we keep her here, it's gonna be bad because this leg, you see the bone? It's kind of sticking out of the skin, and I don't actually know how she's able to walk like that. But she doesn't seem all right. I think the stress has kind of gotten to her. So let's use our one thing. It'll look really good on the pictures too, if people find out that we not only did we rescue a little girl, but we used our one like medical thing to save her. It'll be really great in the papers later.
That's good PR.
Yeah,
Perfect
that's
gives
the
some good
word.
thumbs up.
So maybe you'll come back and help us sometime, hey? And I'll hit the thing so she'll go on her magical mystery tour. Mhm. Also, Zev, apparently your voice isn't coming through on the thing.
Oh no.
Remember, Windows had an update, so you might need to double check your thing. So you need to go onto OBS and go to your where it has the mixer thing. You need to make sure
microphone, Turtle Booch, active. Okay,
Yep.
piece of crap monkey. Got it. Because I mean, I'm here. All right.
Yeah, that's okay.
All right.
On the bright side, I was also recording.
Good
So
stuff. Well, I mean, it
maybe
was
steal the
probably.
audio
Oh
from
no,
it.
it probably wasn't recording on my side. You're right. Okay. Anywho, the vehicles here get shoved aside, and the other vehicle over here gets shoved aside as you press the button, and you hear this moan that turns into a screaming noise, like this horrible set of sounds. And down the street, the pavement itself moves forward like a wave, but the wave is arms. They're like hands popping up out of the ground, hand after hand after hand, like hundreds of them in a wave heading in this direction toward you. And it's moving damned quickly.
Well,
Is that your family? And he's looking right at Cor.
Oh, I don't know if that's friendly or not. So I'm gonna just go off to the side. You folks tell me how it goes, hey?
In the span of the time it takes you to say that, it's already there. Like, it's moving extremely quick. It shoves you aside, shoves other people aside that are in the way, and then the grasping hands grab the body of Una and basically carry her off into the distance. And this
Well, I
wail of
guess I didn't
screams.
need to give her a medevac because she's already getting hauled on off by that monster thing. Bye, kiddo.
That's not good.
It carries her away into this big kind of depression in the ground, and she vanishes. But you see on the little timer that, or on the little app that you've got running on the Toggle right now, that her little medical timer is running. So apparently that was the ambulance.
Okay, so just so we know, I don't know if I like that kind of pulse ambulance. It kind of freaks me out, and it seems a bit handsy.
Crocato actually can go, yeah, we use that one all along.
It is a crowd pleaser, mostly because it tends to cause the screaming.
Where exactly are we going? Because we can't just be standing out in the middle of the street.
Did you see that little girl get groped by a road?
Yeah, you can't be like looking at it all slack-jawed like that. That's
That's an entirely new one on me.
okay.
I have to remember what this guy's voice is. God damn it. Oh well, I'll figure it out eventually.
Remember, he's basically Nixon.
No, he's not.
We want him to be basically Nixon.
I'm trying to get basically Nixon back. All right.
You didn't like River Butterfly?
No, I like River Butterfly, but you know, you do a great Nixon. All right.
He will
I still have my favorite.
head him up in this direction and goes, well, I think we're going this way. I got a little turned around after all the tentacle monsters. Pardon, he says, looking over to the other tentacle monster that's nearby. I'm at the bigger ones.
Oh, all right. Well, let's keep going.
Carry on this way then. Right, and he will head down and kind of toward the southerly direction.
He's so happy I fell in with you folks, because it's just getting on like a house on fire.
Was there a house on fire?
You can kind of look around you and see various buildings on fire from the plasma discharge that happened earlier.
Yes.
Crocato point, like, here's one.
That certainly
Also that one.
is on fire.
I'm pretty sure that one's falling off.
He goes, well,
I see.
I'm glad we're having such a successful adventure here, but I'm going to, if you don't mind, I just think I'll just take a sit here real quick. And as you kind of come down
By
toward,
definition, successful.
well, we're all alive, aren't we? Except perhaps the road groping girl, but I haven't seen her yet. Hopefully she'll be all right. Seemed like a good way to
That's
go.
okay. I don't actually know if we were on a name basis with her, so she's just kind of unknown person who may have died to a asphalt incident.
Nothing important of lost then.
Go ahead, throw.
Your father keeps moving away at a very quick pace. For somebody his age, he's really got a lot of sprite to him. Your mother must think he's a real handful.
We all think he's a handful, and he's on his Segway.
I beg your pardon. I brought my Heelys. He skates out down the street. He is going to kind of go into the nearest building over here that seems to have an entrance, cautiously at first, and then upon deciding that it isn't about to spring out with an ambush, he will kick back for a moment and be like, "Oh, it is a little rough to have to walk the whole way. Haven't done that in some time. Exhilarating though.
What, walk?
I mean, I have a very large home, but it's all carpeted, you see."
Yes, but we also have cars.
Yes, well, I mean, surely most people do.
What's the car?
It's how you get from one side of the house to the other.
I run.
Oh, he uses the poor technique. Good on you. Seems to have served you well. He's going to kind of chill for a moment and hang out. You guys can investigate the building if you wish to. You're in sort of what it looks like it was at one point a general restaurant, but it has got the same motif as the rest of the city at this point. So it's possible that it's one of the set pieces.
Oh, you mean destroyed?
Yes, well, destroyed and creepified. Like there are parts of it that just seemed like they're melted into the wall a little bit, and
Motif of fucked.
yeah.
I will search.
All right, do a body perceive, which is just a D10 and that perception score.
D10 and this perception score. Alright, so a +6 because I have the 2 in that, right?
Mhm,
So
yeah.
Alright, so I roll d10 plus 6. No.
Don't really notice
Can I
much.
re-roll this with
Yep.
focus?
Focus is the same as before.
Alright, I rolled the. I'll just re-roll the whole thing because it's one dice, so.
Almost there. You want to kick one into it?
Sure, I'll kick one into it, so
Alright.
that'll be 2 focuses
Yep.
down.
Yep. All right. You find a number of things. There's some food here, which is nice because it's the first time you've seen anything edible in a little while, and it seems like it's packaged, so it's probably not awful. You find a little bit of water. The sinks don't seem to be producing anything that you really want to drink. When you open one up, it kind of sputters a little bit and kicks out some mud. You open the other one up, and it literally starts screaming at you. You close that one fairly quickly. But the big concern is as you kind of head toward the back, you can see some slowly pulsing light coming from the bottom of the door that would lead into the kitchen. And you can hear the sound of unpleasantness kind of on the other side. There's some low dragging and just sort of not good noises.
So,
Other peop-
Seth,
Other people rolled better than me.
yes, I decided to try mine, and I got a 19
There you go.
with a
It's
crit.
the same deal though. It's because you passed, so it's a pass. You all kind of discover the same thing. The big thing of note is you found some food, you found some water, and you found a door that is possibly blocking a portal to hell. You're not entirely sure what's on the other side of that door, but it doesn't really sound good.
I have found a cinnamon roll, and I'm just gonna sit down and start eating it and watch the door of hell from a
Sit down
good
on it?
distance away. So, if we keep awful quiet and we don't stir the pot too much, maybe what's going on the other side of there won't come out. And we
That's
can
not a
just...
lot. And Krogan is finally not quiet.
cinnamon roll.
Yeah, I found a cinnamon roll. It's still pretty good. I think there's another one over there if you want one.
I'm going to attempt to emulate the look of a cinnamon roll. This is very difficult because I still just look like a pile of moving spaghetti.
Yeah, I was gonna say you look more like wiggly spaghetti than anything else. I don't even notice what you're trying to do as I continue to eat.
Yeah, so
Are you knocking on wiggly spaghetti?
I wasn't sure if you were trying to do it with your arms or if you were trying to form an expression that somewhat resembled a cinnamon roll, because I wasn't really sure how you were going to do that one.
Either one is acceptable.
Why must it only be one
Yes,
of those two options?
Both of them fail gloriously. So
So we could probably kick down that door, but we probably want to be ready for it.
I'm ready.
As if we're not ready, I can tell you it won't be sunshine and lemon drops. It'll be sweet tea and
But,
despair.
hey, those are good candy bars.
I don't know. I didn't think that despair was actually a very good candy bar.
Oh yeah,
Well, that's no
Despair
reason
and
to-
hopelessness tea. Great
disparage
combination.
it.
Had a very what's the word? Bitter taste to it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna walk over and go, we'll be fine. Limbs grow back.
Bitter
Don't you know?
does
I take a
sound
lot
like
more
his
of a hit
And
than you
he's
do.
punching the door.
Oh,
oh my god.
The door doesn't actually have a lock on it. It's just kind of like there.
Well, he punched it.
Yep, and
He
as-
punched
How
it.
do you think he opens every door?
Well, I'm
Yeah.
just saying, like, there's
Why
this,
I'm never shaking Croquette's hand because he only shakes hands one way.
Violent.
Bam,
Violence.
bam.
the,
Bam,
Just
bam.
yeah.
even less resistance than you were initially expecting to have as the door goes flying open, sailing off.
Oh,
Into the
that
distance.
can't be too good. No,
I opened
no.
And as you punch it, it goes. Actually, let's go ahead and see how hard.
Attack this.
Yeah, see how hard you punch it here, just for the sake of curiosity. So, what were you using for a weapon prior? Did you had a damage template from something, right?
You literally just had a
Claws.
damage table for if you had the claws.
Okay, so yeah, the claws from it. So let's use the sword one, just so that we have one.
Well, I
to
was
go
going to
off of.
say that it's actually the fist actually used almost the exact same damage table as the cutter gloves, and
And that isn't in there yet
The
either,
cutter
'cause I
gloves-
just haven't done it yet.
no, it had a damage table.
Right, but I didn't translate it yet for the new thing.
Okay.
He hasn't-
yeah.
he hasn't
You
got
mean
the
the
new stuff.
heritage? I don't know if the heritage either.
Oh,
Uh, 5
no,
plus
shoot.
2d
We'll
blades?
we'll just use the regular lethal weapon thing, which is going to be it's like a D8 to hit. Let me find it here. Yeah, do the sword one. Do the sword one because the sword one's done. We'll just go off the sword.
Okay, so 5 plus 2d8, I guess.
Yeah. I'm pulling it up. Sorry.
I was gonna say
If one
maybe
of
the
your opponents-
baton.
Well,
I guess take your pick. Do you want baton or sword?
I'm trying to actually just decide for the full thing board. Baton probably makes more sense because it's honestly
I guess that's true.
smaller than the sword in the long run.
All right, so we'll do the baton. Let me get over to it. There it is. Baton. Okay. So yeah,
The other question is, what would notoriety into that too?
at the moment it's just going to do +1 damage per point. I haven't really decided on it yet, but we'll just say +1 damage per point. So the baton for the single-handed attack is going to be +7 to hit. And on this thing, the door is a 0 difficulty because it doesn't have a CQC score. So you're probably at like a combined total of like +10.
Probably plus 12.
+12, yeah, because you're like 5
So-
above it, yeah.
So it would be. So what exactly rolling for the hit?
The D12. Do you had a boon in CQC,
A
right?
boon, yeah.
Yeah, so
So-
you're 12, 12, and 10, or D12, and
Okay.
+10.
Okay.
I don't imagine you're going to miss this.
If he does, I'll laugh.
It will be funny. Oh, look, you hit. Shocking. Okay, and then... Oop, that didn't
With
work.
that
So,
hit,
do you
he
get
could
damage?
have hit me, and I would probably die from the ensuing damage. I would point out.
And now you're going to roll the damage that's written on there for the damage thing. And the other thing for melee attacks is that your body score actually interpret as part damage too. So since this is a lethal weapon that you're using because you're augmented and stuff, you're adding...
Is it considered two-handed because he's using his claws, or is it considered one-handed?
It's up to him, whichever one he rolled to hit with. I assumed it was one-handed because he just punched
I'd
it.
assume one-handed because
Yeah.
that seems like it makes more sense, frankly.
Yeah.
Because I'm not putting my hands together in haymaker. But I can put some downside for it as an aside. As an aside, having the ability to haymaker would be cool.
That's right.
Haymaker would be
So I'm
cool.
guessing 3d8 plus 5.
3d8 plus 5 points per every point in body you have. So what's your body score?
Oh, so plus 25.
Right. Yeah, you're a 5, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
it's
that would
plus
almost
25.
kill Sam. Don't touch me.
So 20 on that comes to a total of 36.
Yeah, that's like half my hit points.
So the endure score on the door in this case would just be a 10 because it's just kind of a basic door. So you did essentially 3 wounds to it with the attack. Now it only really needed 1 wound to get cracked, so you sent it off its hinges. All right, so it goes flying off into the distance, and as it sails off, you kind of expect it to collide against the back wall, but instead of colliding against the back wall, it goes into this this sort of shimmering black void that is projected against the black wall, and just this vanishes. It's like stepping through a veil. It ceases to exist on the back end. You guys can see the open room. It is a kitchen of sorts that looks like it was used for food prep, and there are various food printers and stuff like that. But there is a kind of cryptic scene on the inside set up that makes it look like something was going on here that perhaps shouldn't have been, maybe something dangerous. And there are horrible noises coming from the other side of the kind of black void that is shimmering against the wall. You can hear clicking sounds and the sounds of things that are not quite vector and not mechanical but alien going on the other side. And there is a series of computer consoles nearby and other such objects in the room. and a lot of heavy equipment that looks like it's been damaged.
I think someone broke the stuff in here.
I guess we should investigate.
Yeah, I guess we should. This doesn't look too good.
Why do we want to investigate?
Because we want to make sure the area is secure if we're gonna rest.
Well, like you said, if we leave it alone, maybe it'll leave us alone. You know,
Oh, well,
Yeah, but
tit for
this
tat.
doesn't look like a leave alone sort of thing. This is like sitting next to a time bomb. We should make sure it's not going to go boom.
It expands by about a foot in every direction.
Oh no!
Peachy, we've angered it.
Or it's happy to see us.
Yeah.
Try touching it. I'm waiting to see if I can
Okay.
get somebody to do that based on that.
Rohan's gonna touch it.
Are you going to touch it or are you going to punch it?
Touch.
Okay.
You
You
just don't touch it. Yeah, touch it.
you kind of go to reach your hand to it, and you feel this kind of resistive pressure on the other side. It's like trying to push two magnets together, and it feels like you can probably force through it if you force it, but it's trying to sort of push you out.
It doesn't like me.
Did you
Oh.
punch it?
Well, you just threw a door into it. No, it doesn't like you.
You want to touch it?
No.
Then don't make fun
I'm
of the door.
gonna go touch it. I'm curious.
Likewise, as you kind of get close to it, you can feel a kind of pressure pushing you back away. And as you kind of anchor yourself against it, you feel like you can resist it. You might even be able to get through it if you try hard enough, but the initial kind of force behind it is trying to shove you out. You start to hear this
Alright,
low...
I'm gonna go. Alright, so if I die, I hope it shows up really well on the vids, and I'm gonna push my way in.
This is the end. There is a... go ahead and do a body and athletics. Difficulty 1.
Okay, luckily, that's not a dump stat for this character. I actually have 2 ranks in athletics and a boon. So I roll a d12 plus a d10, or the
D10 and
2d12s.
2 D12s because you're over it.
2d12s, and then plus my body exert, right?
Right.
And that's it.
Mhm.
I'm
You're there.
okay.
You're fine. Even on the 1.
Mhm.
So you give it a shove, and you're kind of right on the precipice, and it's like the magnet flips around, and you go from being pushed away to being pulled through. And
Oh no!
she vanishes into the black, and there is a muffled, and the room shakes a little bit, and she's gone. And then there's a, and the portal widens again. It's now about 7 feet wide on the wall.
I did like her. She was...
Shit, Sammy! And Vic is diving through.
Go ahead and roll.
So
Same thing.
athletics.
Yeah, body and athletics.
Okay, I get simplify on all athletics checks if that hasn't changed.
Okay, so then it's technically difficulty 0 against you.
Okay, so roll. So 2d12s, I would assume.
Mm-hmm.
And then I get +3 because my body stat is 3,
And what's your athletics score?
2,
Yeah, so yeah, 2d12s and
+3.
plus 3. Solid. Leaps in. There is again a muffled. And then he is.
Rohan's gonna go, I'm going too! And he's gonna jump in.
Alright. I don't really suspect you're gonna botch this, but for the sake of trying, why not?
It's just athletic stat, not body factoring in, right?
Well, it's body and athletics. So we don't in this current system, because perception is literally just its own thing. There's no traits. It's just body, mind, and community. So body exert is just body.
Okay.
And the difficulty was 1.
So I think I hit it.
Yeah, you go flying through. Hatdan, you find yourself alone. On the
What
other
about Vic's dad?
he was back in the other room. I think he's probably taking a nap right at the moment.
He'll never know what happened.
I suppose I should enter this sphere.
As you're about to go heading into it, which I assume you're about to go heading into it.
Yep.
The door behind you opens up, and coming through on that back end is somebody wearing a very obvious, rather crisp Pulse uniform. And a couple other people with him, a total of 3. Decent looking guy, looks fairly professional. He smiles at you, and he's got the icon for Pulse. He's also got like their television icon. There's several different badges on him. One of them is the badge for the actual game. He goes, "Excuse me, sir, I'd like to talk to you for a moment."
What is it?
You're not currently being recorded. I'm actually part of the show's staff. We're here for a bit of a discrepancy that has popped up that we're a little concerned about. And he holds up a little icon. And did you, when a couple sessions ago, when you guys rolled to see if you could figure out what was going on, you didn't know about this, right? Sam knew about it, and who knew about it?
About just
the
generally
game,
the
yeah.
About the game.
Yeah,
I knew about it.
definitely didn't.
Okay.
I think I knew about it. We know Kronos' character knows about it. I don't think Bic knew about it. I think
Yeah.
I think that was it.
Okay, so yours
About the
didn't.
game?
So
Yeah.
he holds up something that is fairly meaningless to you, and puts it back down. And he goes, that performance that you guys did against the Technoworms back there, that was very impressive. Can you explain how that fight went down?
What?
Well, we put together that spectacle, and we sort of expect a certain degree of combat to occur and a certain amount of damage before they go down. But something very peculiar occurred, and we got a whole slew of very curious error reports from the main processor down underground. So essentially, sir, what we're trying to find out here is if you happen to possess any degree of technology or other attributes that might be interfering with this on a somewhat meta level.
Wow, that comment just seemed really meta. I simply followed the worms back to their home.
And presumably found them all together where they were forming a generator, yes. How did you disable them?
I beat the cable.
I see. All right. Well, this little conversation again is private, but I'd like to give you a little something if you find that you recall anything about this altercation you might want to bring up later. And he passes over, or he activates a toggle and basically, airmails you an app on the contacted. This is a way to contact me. We try to preserve the integrity of this event to a certain degree. People are encouraged to use whatever resources they have available, but if you have some way to disable our effects without having to actually combat them, it takes a little bit of the thrill out of it. If it turns out that that's the case and you survive all the way to the end, I'm afraid you would be disqualified for any prize support, but if you're willing to come forward now and admit that you may have something that might be considered unfair, we could probably work out some kind of compensation for that.
What could possibly be unfair?
Well, that's what our engineers are trying to find out. We haven't had anybody disable one of these worms by touch before.
Ah, so you were not prepared.
And he smiles and goes, "No, I surely wasn't." Well, let us know. We'll be watching. Good show out there. And he'll go for the door and essentially leave you alone.
I'm just going to slink back towards the delightful, interesting, weird portal thing.
It is actually grown another foot or so, at least, in the time that you were talking to him, and is now eating up most of the wall.
Well, now or never. But I'll push to it.
Okay. Athletics at difficulty 1. Yep, you're fine. You go to touch it, it repels you a little bit, and then suddenly you go falling through, and there is a sudden snap, like a really loud noise that you hear that sends your head ringing. And as you're dazed momentarily, you shake it off and come back through, and you're in a totally different area. It looks like it's closed off. It's not in the building anymore. It's underground in this kind of weird alien-looking architecture. It's got a mix of kind of almost TTI organic walls. It definitely has that motif attached to it. But depending on who has any, does anybody have any history with them? Does anybody have TTI as a corp?
No, not me.
Okay.
Nope.
Okay, then it probably looks more or less like their stuff. To anybody else, you can attempt to check if you want. You guys can do a mind and what's it, protocol, just to see if you can kind of differentiate it in any way. But I'm going to say it's difficulty 3 since nobody has any history with it.
Oh man, I only have 2 ranks in protocol. Damn it. So it'd be a D10 plus a D8, or is it a D10 still?
D10 plus D8 because you're below.
Okay, but I don't get any negatives, right?
Right, you don't get the minuses.
I think I passed.
You did.
What do I get if I have only 1? in protocol?
You are down by 2, so you'd be at a D8 minus 2. That actually still passes. Oh, no, it doesn't. Sorry, 12 is the pass. You almost pass.
Yep. You nearly passed, but you
Yeah.
don't.
Anybody else who wants to roll can? Otherwise, we'll just go forward.
I'm not on the general principle. I don't know shit.
Okay.
Whoa,
No, that's all right.
halfway
that's it.
there.
Sam, you things seem a little off about it. While it has the definite like visual styling of a kind of biological nightmare that might have been developed by these guys, a lot of the stuff that's required to actually make those function seems to be absent. So even the kind of chitinous walls and stuff of a biological building have certain connectivity, certain tissues, certain interlinking parts that just make it work to give it structural soundness, like 2x4s and all the other stuff. And they're in the wrong space. This has more of the feel of like a movie set. It's a very authentic looking one. It's very convincing. It might even just be right, and you don't know the intricacies of it, but it doesn't quite feel like one that you've been in before.
Or seen.
Yeah, or seen. So
Yeah.
Um,
Or let
Doesn't
me see.
jive.
but you do seem to be on the other side of that black void, and that black void is still there. It's behind you.
Huh?
On this end, it looks the same, but it is slowly growing wider. The difference on this side is that the wall that it's attached to is a lot bigger. So the thing looks like it has the potential to get significantly larger than it currently is. Probably bigger than the building it's attached to, and maybe even big enough to start swallowing the block.
Oh, that's a real humdinger there. Well, I don't know if that's okay. It's neat how it's doing that though. That's kind of nice craftsmanship. So I see like the source of what's making this, or
There is a kind of beam that's projecting to it that's going through a hole in one of the far walls. So it looks like it's being projected by another source, but you can't see the source from here. There's some tunnels that you can head down, some stairways and stuff that might lead you in that
Right.
direction.
I'm gonna call back over my shoulder because I'm assuming this is like during the first few seconds that I felt I came through. I'll be like, "Oh, hey, there's like a thing. I'm gonna go check it out." And I'm gonna start walking.
Okay. Are you heading down the stairway
Just-
then?
Well,
It's kind of the only direct route. Yeah. Well, the
Yeah.
tunnel is like you've got a big void of space, and it's projected kind of like a movie theater. So the projection room itself is up and away, and you can't see inside of it.
Okay, I'll just head up that way then.
Yeah, but you can head down toward the side, and maybe there'll be another access point at some other point.
Okay.
As you start heading off that way, Bick will come flying in after you, nearly falls over the stairs.
Oh, hey, Vic.
Ah! Oh! Ah!
Oh, you almost landed on me there. You gotta watch where you're going.
Sorry!
Bick,
I thought you had been pulled into the nether zone. I was coming to retrieve you.
Well, I'm gonna go see what's making the projecty thingy happen. Look, it's like
What?
almost TTI.
Ugh. This.
It's like knockoff brand. It's TTY.
Oh, you went there.
As you're peeking over the edge of the kind of balcony that you were standing on, which feels like it's a sort of a makeshift framework that might be used as scaffolding, you can see down a significant distance the broken door on the ground that went flying through first. It went sailing over the edge.
What over the edge?
When you
door.
came in, sorry, I was trying to like explain this as I was going here, but basically you came in, you walked through, you ended up on like a scaffold, like a balcony.
Yeah.
And you can see the wall that you came through has the potential of becoming much larger. It's this big projected area thing, but you are already elevated. There's a stairway down from where you are that will lead down to a lower area. But you can look down there over the edge of the balcony and you will see the shattered door that went flying through. It has fallen, some 50 feet or so.
Oh, okay. That's what fell down. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I can see our friend's handiwork down there. All right, good job on that.
He's like a punch mage.
I don't really know what that means, but
Can I
good
come
on
through
ya.
at that point?
You
Like
can.
right before you said that?
I want him to
I'll come
slam
through
into
and
Vic.
just-
That's really all I
No,
want in the
as you
world.
come through, just gonna really proudly say, "I cast fist."
I just look at Sammy and smile. Punch mage.
It is actually a couple minutes before Rao comes in after you. So as you wait there for a few seconds, he doesn't seem to be appearing immediately.
I'm
So
going
make
down
sure to
one
start
step at
leaving.
a time because this takes a little while. It's one.
While you're going down there, go ahead and do a body perception. It's just D10 plus the perception score for body.
I am going to do this thing that you told me to do. No,
No.
I don't know because I have to keep turning around to climb down the step. I don't see shit going down. I'm not even gonna re-roll that because it would be way too much to do.
Other folks who are
That's
going
another
down there
two-
can do it too.
Yeah, the other people can shore it up because I think they have better body perceives than me anyway.
I'm just sitting there knocking an arrow going, huh, well. Considering how unbelievably creepy they went to do this.
Oh, this is there's like actual like viscous slime or something on these steps. This is gross. I mean, this is a safety hazard. Somebody could fall.
I'm going to do another body perceive.
Oh, there's gum. Oh man, who's that? Oh, that's quality right there.
Oh wait, that's not right.
Too many
is it?
dice.
Yeah, it's too many dice and too big.
Yeah.
D10 Tobes.
It's D10 and whatever your perceived score for
Sorry.
bodies. Yeah. There you go. That's a little better. You don't notice anything, but Crocrette's paying attention. Croquette, as the two of them are kind of heading down, Bick feels like he might hear something going, but it's probably just the wind, in this underground area. But Croquette peers forward and sees a collection of tiny like eyes down at the bottom of the stairwell, down in the distance, kind of in the dark.
You've got your point and go, "There's something looking at us."
Well, there's always something looking at us. There's like 8 million drones floating around somewhere.
Yeah, but there's a whole bunch of eyeballs there.
Also, I feel really bad for anybody that's watching our channel.
Why is that?
Watch the micro struggle with the goddamn stairwell for like 15 minutes. This is riveting.
Entertaining.
People who,
People pay money for
Are
that.
you kidding? There's people who pay money for things.
Well, there's
As-
some sick people in the world.
As Croquette and Big say it at the exact same time.
And then Vic goes and hides his browser history.
Right about then,
Micro's gone wild.
Rao can come through.
I'm going to attempt to seem as, well, I can't say dignified, but in control of the process as possible.
I mean, you're floating, so you probably would feel more control than.
You can do your best. That is a little disorienting.
Sometimes I'd like to spin around anyways.
You get in there, you can see them kind of heading down the stairway, and depending on how you roll for body perceive here.
So you say somebody's
Ooh, I
down
should
there.
roll.
Should we just yell at them and tell them that we know they're there?
I mean, somebody's a bit of. But there's something.
Somebody's down there. Okay, I'm gonna cup my hands around my mouth while he's doing his perception roll, and prepare to yell really loud, as loud as a micro yells.
Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out what my perception.
Your perceive. I'll look it up for you really quick on your sheet. Oh, you have 4 in both things for body, don't you?
I do, yes.
Yeah, so that's
So
20.
that would be 12, right? D10 plus
Yeah,
12.
D12 to 12.
I don't think he can fail the roll at that point, can he?
Well, he can if he's going against somebody else's stealth, but not a
Yeah.
generic find one. Yeah.
He's very aware. He's very aware, which is kind of cool. All right, so about the time you look around, I cut my hands around my mouth and I bellow down the steps. Well, hey, if you're down there, our friends totally said they saw you and that you have creepy eyeballs or something. So watch out, because we're coming down the steps very slowly.
The blinking lights that were kind of over there turn to face you, and as they kind of shift around, they start to reorient into a set of 6 that are kind of hovering briefly in the air, and they elevate a little
that's
off the
terrifying.
ground. But rather than having a body attached to them, there's this sort of loosely disjointed shimmer that has the same general feel as the kind of black void that was up top, and you can almost see a body that's there, but it's kind of off in the wall and seems to pass a little bit through what's visible and what isn't. So there's like a semi-transparent form that's over there. But
Rao's seeing all sorts of cool shit.
you can well, so it's becoming more obvious to the rest of you now. But the rest of you can see the eyes, at least. The ones that pass the checks can see this kind of shimmery outline of the body. But it passes some kind of limb, this long angular limb, toward the wall that's behind it, and the wall iris is open, like it's a doorway. And then from the interior of that hallway that's behind the door, there's a fair amount of light back there, and it irises out pretty tall. It's about 10 feet or so, and there's these shadows that are beginning to walk like something's being walking in your general direction, and they're walking this kind of jerking, gauntish movement that definitely doesn't look natural or comfortable. And the shadows are really long, like all the limbs are just longer than they ought to be. It's vaguely vector-like, but you don't see ears or tails or anything that's particularly telltale of species. It's just kind of these shadows that are longer than they should be, and the sound of shuffling.
Another step down. I don't see shit.
Well, I mean, you saw the door. That's down there where you
Oh,
can
I
see
did?
it. Yeah, no, the only thing that you can't see is the thing that opened it.
Okay. Well, I just know I failed the perception check. So I
No,
wasn't
this
sure.
is obvious. If you look over there,
Okay.
you can see
Hey.
it.
Oh, cinnamon sticks! I think something's going on down there.
Probably.
Yeah, our next fight.
Well, in that case, after you.
I look back at Croquet. After you.
Crocket's gonna start to go down the stairs.
I'm going to sit back and wait for a moment, and I will catch a ride on whoever's the last one going down.
As you guys are heading down the stairs, there is a sudden shrieking that comes from the hallway, and charging at the front is a person. They're stark naked. Some vector will say it's an otter. Comes flying out the door. Looks like they're sobbing. They're shrieking, "No, go back! No, don't come down here!" But as they come kind of dashing through, they end up passing by the semi-invisible figure that's next to them, and it reaches out and grabs it by the head, grabs the body of the person who's running, and they get this look of horror on their face briefly in front of them, and you can see.
I want to shoot it.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, fine. As it grabs them, it's just Vic is reacting.
Why are they always naked?
Good television.
Greetings.
I was gonna say, I mean, I could give you an answer, but you're not gonna like it.
Plus
Croquette's naked.
D12, I would assume.
What's that?
D12 plus D12 because I have a 3 in range combat.
Right. So it's yeah, you're one over.
Plus 5.
And then I think
Plus
your
D8.
bow. No, so let's make sure that your bow is still at D8 because I can't remember if it is or not.
Yeah,
It
let's
is.
look at what the new stats are for the bow.
Okay, it's
Yeah,
still there. Okay, it's still
Yep,
there.
D8. But
Alright.
and then I have plus 2 from notoriety. I have 5. There was something else that was adding this. Oh yeah,
Was there?
I get my body score.
Yes, yeah.
my
If you hadn't
mind.
put that in there yet.
So D10.
Mhm.
So plus 10. Think.
All right. Against that thing will not hit.
Really?
Well, it is partially invisible. Or mostly invisible.
Can I reroll one of those? Can I reroll that D8?
If you need to do 2 determination to do it.
Which we probably would need to
Initiative.
roll in it because
initiative.
you don't actually technically have determination right
Well,
now,
I mean,
right?
he can spend them if he's got the stuff
Oh, okay.
in readiness. But he
Readiness?
won't have it available when we roll for nets. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will roll. I will roll the D8.
4, 5, 6, 7. That'll hit it.
26.
Oh, it's 26. No, it doesn't hit it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No!
Yeah.
Come on!
Which I guess now we know what it is. but yeah, it zings right by the front there. You only
Wait.
have the one shot.
Hold on.
right?
Hold on. Give me 1 second. I think I might have gotten that for free anyways.
Oh yeah, because your thing's got a thing. I thought no, that's
I
just
thought it was
damage.
a reroll on damage, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
it is a reroll on damage.
Well, I have both of them. I have the pre-charger and the secondary, and Don't.
What's the pre-charger say?
I don't have the rules there, but I have them.
Well, either way, it doesn't actually change the
Doc.
situation because you can't reroll a reroll. So
Yeah.
you
don't get to do
you
an
still got
additional.
the 3 regardless.
No, pre-charger call allows determinations to reroll ones on shooting damage reroll.
Okay.
And so let me see, what was the other one? Secondary
secondary
propellant
propellant.
allows determination to reroll. Apparently, we shouldn't be doing these rerolls without having those things. So,
Probably not.
so,
Whoops.
that's one thing we do need to make sure to do. Which luckily I haven't really done. So yay.
Well, that's
Well,
not
darn it.
currently in this one, anywho. So we'll figure it out as we go.
We'll look at it, right?
Well, that's
Okay.
going to be a harsh to hit for me.
Yeah. It's a harsh to hit.
So, Mist, it is continuing forward. Go ahead and do a nits. It's going to get to finish its turn.
Oops.
I'll put 0 readiness into this because why not? There, mine's in.
I think that's the first shot I've missed this game.
Probably.
Let me find a little zone that we can use.
I can tell you as somebody who misses all the time that it sucks.
Indeed.
Not feel good.
I need a bigger list too.
Bigger boat.
Yeah, actually, I think this will just work best if I just use a regular non-map map, create a new page. Because it's kind of a big open room. Oops, I created many new pages and didn't realize it.
Just kept hitting the button.
Okay. Everybody's over there.
Are you the tech assembly bow, Toby, or the tactical
Yes.
bow?
Tech assembly.
Ooh. Sometimes you'll roll high, sometimes you'll roll low.
I'll roll low.
Rollo.
Don't you know?
So low.
Oh,
Yeah, I just put in for renamed
Why didn't that count everything else?
What do you mean?
We can drag ourselves over.
Yeah, go ahead and
Yeah,
try to do
that's
that.
what I did.
Because I tried to copy it and I didn't copy.
There. I'm here.
Yeah, I just outright moved. Go.
Yeah.
Go.
Oh, I lost my init though. I'll just hit the button again and then put it back to what it was. So this should be 7. Oh, my init went away again as soon as I put it in. Why?
Because I was just putting everybody in from scratch because I wasn't sure if it was going to be funky.
Oh. There.
Okay.
I got myself out. There. Fixed
Bring
it.
it all up this direction.
We're moving.
Sammy was.
Oh
coming this
man,
way.
I don't even have a van or anything.
Goodbye.
Yeah, so kind of up this way. All right, here we go. Yeah, the thing that you emerged from. Draw a shape. Kind of up in that direction. You got a stairway that you're heading down. Kind of down this direction. I can't really explain why it's pink. It just is. Deal with it.
It's because you have your color set to pink.
No, I know
It
why it's
defaults-
actually pink. I just thought it's a joke.
Oh.
Because you missed our other player so
It
much.
could be it.
Well,
Uh,
it defaults to what your color is. If you notice on your nameplate, you can set your color in the thing, and that's what it defaults to for your coloring.
Oh,
And your color is apparently pink, and mine's apparently purple.
who knew?
Well, they change every time we start.
Yeah. Because it randomly assigns them to him. You can actually manually change it.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's why mine's always orange.
Because
You can just
nobody
click on the
else
color
wants
part and
orange.
it changes.
And apparently you can also make your color invisible.
You can. And then you'll never see what you drew.
Or pinged.
See characters. Where'd all those monsters go that we had?
What do you mean?
They grew too much. They disappeared.
We had all the monsters that Red made. I thought they were uploaded on this server. I guess not.
They weren't uploaded on this one, they're uploaded on the other one.
Ah,
Do you want me to drop you some?
sure.
Me. reload my thing so I can get to them. Cause I'll drag and drop them. I'll drag and drop them. Any particular look you want?
Well, I just kind of need a generic bad thing for this because he's invisible anyway.
Oh. Oh. Where's my HSD folder? HSD. That's not it. Those are old Skype games that got recorded. How creepy is that? Tokens, my library. I have so many things that I have uploaded over the time. Oh my god, I found all the Pink Rangers.
Well, let's just go with our old friend. Here we go.
Here, just use that. That's fine.
That'll
That
work
one's
fine.
good.
Yeah, that's good. Alright, here we go. He's standing over there. Take this guy and kind of toss him over here for now. Okay, so we got the one here. And he needs a turn.
That's okay. Don't give him a turn. It's fine.
No. He needs a turn. His turn is 11. Something. Okay. On his action, so you go for the first shot. The arrow goes flying past him, thunks into the ground, the wall. The wall pulses and ripples and actually makes a noise as though it's been hurt. He has grabbed the person who's trying to escape. She's flailing wildly in the hand and draws her head upward. And as he does so, there's this otherworldly scream that emanates, and her body doesn't lift off the ground. The neck stretches, like it stretches like taffy. It's just pulled outward, and the face distorts. And is elongated as though it's being pulled out like a a rubber doll or something. And as the body kind of flails, the right arm falls to the floor like the hand is made of lead, and the arm itself is similarly just this loose taffy shape, this distorted rope that takes place. It drops to the ground. Her whole body seems to kind of decompress and fall into lengthwise things before he lets go, and it kind of falls in a splat. And the shambling from behind comes out the doorway, and you see several figures that are similarly distorted. Faces are 3 feet long and look like they've been pulled outward by something. Arms are going on like 6 feet with too many joints. They're just these immensely tall, skinny things that look like their natural anatomy has just been pulled out of state, and they are shambling up stairs, making a horrifying set of noises from mouths that can't properly move. And I will put a few bad things on the board for that. Or Sam, if you've got a monster.
I can probably give you monsters. Oh, I'll just grab some random things. It'll work. It'll work. What do you want? Multi-limbed whatever monster?
Well, something normal sized, I guess.
Well, anything can be normal sized. Except for Sam.
Alright, I guess I'll use that.
Sam is normal Sam size.
Sam is normal Sam size. I have lots of these weird little things that I apparently have uploaded.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm
Alrighty.
just grabbing random tokens that I apparently
I'll
have
just
uploaded.
put them off in the corner here. Okay, so they want to the fray as well, and he is going to. There's a kind of flicker of light as one of them goes by, and he grabs one of them with an arm, and it convulses wildly in the air and kind of shrivels up like like just all the energy is being drawn out of it. And it pulls it out, and he extends a hand, and you can actually see the hand this time because during the portion that he draws the energy out of this body, he begins to glow in a much more recognizable fashion. So he's not invisible during this period. You can see this this outline of a form, and he kind of reaches a hand out, and there's a shrieking of a great many projectiles that goes flying up toward you. He's going to go toward whoever shot at him. I'm going to say you.
So he's shooting at Bick.
He's shooting at Bick.
Not okay.
I don't even know what my armor is anymore.
12. Well, it's
You
the
mean
same
your
armor you
evade.
had. It should have Oh,
How does armor
Oh,
affect
shoot.
hit points now?
did I not put the armor? I didn't. Oh, I'm sorry. Hang on. Let me just export it. Armor is done
Okay.
too. File.
Because otherwise this would go on end very quickly for Bick.
Screen.
Well, the main thing, Toby, is your armor affects your
Endure
endurer.
score. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to get hit, but
What's your evade?
not enough.
That's not a number.
23.
23.
Or no, that's wrong. That's wrong. That's the wrong sheet.
I have all sorts of weird stuff in here.
23.
PNG PDF export.
Hey Sam, I think you're breathing in your mic, by the way.
Sorry.
There we go. Okay. Oh, damn it. Why did you only undo the one? I hate doing it this way. Oh, I know why. Dumb.
While he's working on that, I'd like to remind everybody there's some amazing products that you can get on DriveThruRPG that are related to HSD. Also, there's an entire mini set, 3D miniatures.
Thanks for the try, Sam.
I almost had that. Also, the new HSD lore book is out.
Why
Sound
is
and Silence. There's all sorts of things that you may not know about HSD that you'd like to learn, and some things that you probably didn't want to know because it will basically make your brain melt with the realization that, oh no, Hydra's evil.
No,
wait,
they
you
knew
knew
that
that.
already. I knew that.
Hydra has always been evil.
Hey. I mean,
No,
oh.
oh.
Why is that not exporting properly? Sorry. Stupid thing.
It's okay. It's just disobeying you. That's all it is.
It's like it has one missing page. I'm not really sure why the page is missing.
Well, what one? What armor do you wear, Toby?
The RRH.
Okay, so we need the one page you don't have.
Good.
Yeah, solid. But you can probably send that part and then just try to do the light armor because that's what me and Toby wear. Because the medium and the heavy will cover everybody else, I think. I don't know what changed. Oh, it changed. It's got an endure bonus now. Okay. Instead of a cover bonus, it does an endure bonus.
I'm gonna try this.
All right. Try it as hard as you can.
I did. I am trying as hard. Oh, damn it, if I had just done it that way to begin with. Alright, I screwed it up. Alright, we're good. We're good. I'm setting it off now.
Is it everything you dreamed of?
It is everything that I had hoped for.
Nice.
Alright, there we go.
Thank you.
Find your appropriate stuff in there.
Okay.
For whatever folks are wearing.
I'm wearing the bulletproof vest that has 0 mass. And then it has a +1 to endure.
Okay, so Toby is going to fire at you. Let me grab a weapon for it. I'm going to use one that is appropriate. Let's say it's an SMG because it's shooting tons of bullets at you.
SMG is the best gun. Best gun.
The best MG.
I prefer SMG over flamethrower. Real talk.
Well, to be fair, SMG does stand for Super Magnificent Gun.
It does. Alright, he's
I rolled magnificently
pretty
on
good
Monday during
shooting.
the test with this. I was unmatched until the flamethrower reared its ugly head. And then the mysteriously horrible thing happened with the flamethrower. It detonated point blank at me. It was briefly lit on fire. Then I killed the person with the flamethrower, and then they exploded.
Alright, goes
So
for
that
the
went from
shot.
bad to worse.
I think that might
probably a
miss
miss.
Toby.
That misses.
Okay, and that's including the mass for your armor, right? Your current evade. The mass didn't change from where it was before, so whatever your evade has been is probably the same what it has
should
been.
be fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
This is also assuming the same certs are doing what they do, or the
yeah,
things
more
are
or
doing
less.
what they do.
Okay, so a whole bunch of screaming bright bullets. Actually, they're more like a dark thing. Go scream by, and they go vanishing into the portal. And it looks like it just adds to the mass of the portal itself. It expands a little bit more behind you as it goes shooting by. And that's it for his first attack there.
Oh golly gee! Is it making another attack?
No, because he absorbed stuff earlier, so it'll pick up now.
Okay.
Okay, so my turn now?
Mm-hmm.
Now, how our turns work, we can move and take 2 shots. Is that right?
Yeah, you can do any of the actions twice, and you get a total of 3 actions. If you want to try to do an action a third time, that's what the bonus action is, and you roll for it like you used to.
Okay, so my question is this with weapons that, like mine with overdraw, does that mean I only get 1 attack per round, or just 1 attack per action?
I think it's written on there. Let's see if the
Because
vocabulary
the
is
text
right.
looks the same as it was previously, so that's why I wanted to ask.
So you'll probably
Yeah,
still
no,
get
it's
one
that
attack.
it says what it says. You
Okay.
may not attack more than once this round for any reason.
Okay, which means I can do other things, though.
Yeah, you can do it as a single action. You just don't get to attack again.
Well, that's going to make me incredibly mobile now.
Yeah, it's actually beneficial for what you're doing.
Oh, God, what do I want to do?
You want to shoot
Well,
them,
I'm gonna shoot them. But I need.
and then you might want to move to cover.
There
But
is no
ideally, you want to kill
cover.
them before they kill
And
you.
then you want to take a support action to pray to whatever gods you believe in.
So that's not going to help. None of this is going to help. Not yet, anyways. Okay, so I need this. I need to do this. This. Firing again. Boom.
All right, very nice.
Oh,
That is definitely
I
a
like
hit.
how you're like, this will never help. You hit it.
No, I was looking at my different ammos, going nope, 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 nope.
Yeah, pretty solid. All right, so the arrow sinks in. It does a scream. So now go ahead and roll damage for it.
Okay, and it's exploit.
Because you overdrawed?
I thought
Yeah.
you said that you had the tech assembly bow. You just told
No,
Sam that.
You told me
No.
you had the tech assembly bow when I asked.
no, I thought you. I thought you had asked if I had the.
Well, he's been
tactical.
using the tactical one all this time because he's been doing the overdraw thing. So that's what I
okay.
think he's
Yeah.
got. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's an exploit attack. So go ahead and roll the damage. 5d10.
5d10.
I think he was talking about whether or not he was going to swap out his ammo for something else because he actually had bought extra ammos, but I think he's almost
Yeah.
out of his extra ammos anyway.
No, I just out of the more fun extra ammos.
Okay. So you got 25 with that shot, or yeah.
Oh, I got to roll that again because I did the 1-2.
So I think that doubles it, right?
I rolled twice
Yeah, he
Take
rolls
the
twice and
highest.
takes the highest.
Oh right.
so-
Okay. Yeah.
because that
So
was the
roll the
exploit, and
5d10
then
again
the
and see
one,
what
then the
happens.
1-2 doubles it.
Right.
So roll.
Oh no no no.
5d10
So exploit is different than what it was.
Oh.
Yeah. So the exploit isn't going to roll twice and take the highest thing. So do the 1-2 thing. The 1-2 is double it, right?
1-2 is. God, I'm trying to remember.
I'm pretty sure it's double
God,
what
where's
the
my
damage was.
Where's my book? Okay, 1.
Which it's probably going to end up changing because that's not quite the same balance that it used to have. But we'll do it for this point just to see what happens because it's good to know.
Okay, when firing guns, you can decide before rolling the dice to deal your damage die twice. You can only attack roll to make this turn. Only applies to. a
Oh,
single
exploit
target.
rounds up to the nearest wound. Okay,
Right,
yep.
yeah. Okay, so
Okay.
you basically do 50 damage.
All right, so. All right, so 50 damage.
Right.
I will have to figure something out because that, since it no longer does what it does, that changes the way I wanted to build this.
No, I mean, I didn't say it doesn't do it yet. I mean, we're
Yeah.
watching to see what it does right now. And that might still be fine because that's about what's going to come out of a normal round of combat anyway is about a 50 or so. So we'll see it. It does a 50. He's got an endure of 20. So your first 20 goes over and wounds him. Your second 20 goes over and wounds him. Your 10 would normally not wound him, right? So you've gotten past his endure twice because you did 50 of.
But you got exploit.
But your exploit rounds it up to the next wound, so you do a total of 3
So
wounds to him.
That's amazing, Toby.
Yeah, so it's a very solid hit that goes in, and
He's gonna be pissed at you.
yeah, it looks like you see a spurt of this kind of blackened ichor goes hosing out of him.
Okay, now for my other actions, I want to find where all my gear is. I need my gear. Code. Oh, well, actually, that might be useful. For my next action, I'm taking a support action.
Okay.
I'm reaching into my backpack, and I'm very quickly pulling out an EM cloak.
Huh, all right.
And then I am backing away and hiding under the cloak.
Hide.
Go ahead and do a body and stealth. Say difficulty in this room.
Do you have stealth fighter, Toby?
No, I'm just trying not to be shot at.
Okay. All right.
No,
well, then you
it
just
doesn't
get down
protect
under
me.
then.
It doesn't make me invisible unless it's to stuff other than light or visible
Right.
spectrum.
Yeah, it's
so-
a electronic mask basically.
Yeah, I'm just hoping this thing doesn't sees through like infrared
It's possible.
and not visible spectrum.
All right, so you toss that over you, Sam. You're up.
Alright, I'm gonna watch
He's
him
still-
do that, really confused, because he basically like moves away from me a ways, pulls a blanket out, pulls it over himself, and is like, "You can't see me!" And I'm like, "What?" Like literally, what?
Thank you, save
I'm
me.
invisible.
That is like the best mental image. He's just all like he's hugging his knees under a blanket. I'm invisible.
Invisible.
Alright,
He throated it. Spotting works differently than it used to, Sam. If you're still planning on using that,
I was actually going to ask you about spotting because I was trying to find the rules for it.
you can use the support action to help an ally by being their eyes and tracking the battlefield for them. Select an ally. That ally can use a bonus action this round without rolling for it. You can only do this to one ally.
Oh, okay. How far away is this thing?
As many hexes as you see there. Let's see. From you.
This guy?
He's 18 hexes away. So
Okay.
times 3
That
for
is
feet.
a really long way for Croquette to go to. Croquette.
Mhm.
I've seen you move in combat. How many hexes is that?
18. Well, he's only got 16 to go, I think, because he's 2 closer.
My movement is 6.
6. So if I gave you an extra action, you could go 3 moves?
Yeah,
possibly?
he could close the distance.
You could close the distance?
He'd be down there with a bunch
Alright.
of other monsters, though. There's 3 other things down there.
But that's what he wants. Am I not right, Kronos? Is this not what you
You're
want?
entirely correct.
Because I don't think you want them to hit you at range, right?
Nah,
So,
punch.
I am gonna turn and look at Croquette. It's all up to you. I believe in you. You're the fastest person I know. Jump those steps. And I am going to do a full thing for 2 actions because it takes both my actions, right?
Nope,
To
it's
inspire him.
It's 1 support action.
Oh, it's 1 support action?
Yeah.
Alright, well, I'll take a support action to give Croquette an action,
Alright.
and then I will take a shot lazily at the big thing because I don't know what else to do.
Sam,
Yeah.
because of what you just did, I can see Croquette actually not even bothering with the stairs and just going over the banister, dropping straight
I just
down
want to
on it.
believe. What I really need Kronos to do next turn is to like clench his fist and like do that use his holographic emitter to do that fake flame power up and do like the burning eyes of your belief empowers me and then leaps forward.
Internet like it's not already happening.
Okay, so
The flaming fist of brightness dissolves the darkened darkness.
All right, I have no range combat as a reminder.
Good
so
stuff.
I roll a d10 plus a d8 minus something.
Yeah, minus 2.
Minus 2, and then plus my mind because it's in a thing. So it's that plus. So I get 1 plus what my weapon does, which my weapon is a 7. So I get plus 8 total. So behold my massive dice. No.
Not massive enough.
So I go, pew! And that is my turn.
Okay. These guys are going to get to go now.
I actually really like that. The idea of being able to grant somebody an action is really nice.
I'm going to put them both on the same initiative here, just so that they're in there.
Sorry, Kronos, that's all I can think of to give you, but I think it helps,
works.
maybe. It was either you or Hat Dan, and I know Hat Dan moves like 4. Hat Dan, I'm just gonna be like, you can do it eventually. Unfortunately, I think what most of my combats are gonna end up being is me with a little flag with the picture of Croquette's face on it, doing that wave it back and forth. You can do it!
We're on like stairs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
These things are
Then
going
I
up the
just
stairs.
need to ghost at it and phase through the floor. Keep going down.
Yeah.
Are you sure everyone's like Bill Cosby movies really the best move?
No, I know it's not the best move.
These guys go shambling up the stairs. They have the look of being able to kind of travel faster than they're actively traveling. Like they're really tall. They have a huge stride to them, and from the way they're twitching and moving, like clearly their muscles are capable of faster motion than they're actually doing trying to get to you. So they could either be brainless or distracted, or maybe just saving the best for last. But they shamble up that way. Dink, dink, dink. Quick hit, you are up.
As an aside, since it's a question that's going to come up eventually, I have a thing that gives me when I'm in close combat, if I'm unarmed or gloved, +2 cover. What would that do now? It would just be like 1 extra evade?
No, yeah, it's the same thing. It'd be +2 evade.
Okay.
Oh crap! I forgot the fact that I have notoriety on my gun. That doesn't help me at all.
That wouldn't have saved you here.
I would have missed still because it
Yep.
was still like a 17.
Well, what Crocket's going to do is he's going to do the charge up like, yeah! And he's just going to jump the rail and slide straight down to this dude and sock him in the face.
Nice. Okay.
Nice.
All right. So how many movement did you take to get there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can move 6 a turn, right?
Yep.
Okay. So
That means you still have 3 attacks, possibly, right?
no. So you're not giving him an extra action. You're allowing him to do a bonus action for free, which would only matter if he did 3 of the same thing. So if he was running 3 times, that would matter. But since he's splitting it between running and attacking, effectively it doesn't do much.
Oh, I thought that I thought you just got to move and then you had 2 actions. I didn't
No,
realize.
no, no. It's a 3 action thing. You're allowed to do 2 of any type of the action. If you want to do a third one, it's a bonus. So you roll for the third one. Your
Oh.
ability there grants him the third one for free. So if he was trying to attack 3 times or move
Oh.
3 times, he wouldn't have to roll for it.
Oh,
But since
okay.
he's splitting it between movement and attacking, it won't matter because he had to do 1 move to get down to here, I think, and a second one to get where he's currently at, and then he'll attack.
Yeah, I just barely for that.
Yep. So pick one and sock it to him.
Socking the more southern one.
All right. Is going to go to sock back. Oh, D10. 8. Yes.
Oh, what's its CQC score?
It is a 3 or 2 rather.
Oh.
2.
And each one above just becomes a additional +1, right?
It's if you're 1 above it, it's a D12, and if you're 2 above it, it's a D12 plus 2. 3 above it is a D12 plus 3, etc. So it's once you get 2 above it, it adds after there.
Okay, the equal 3.
So I think you're a 3, right? Because you're a 5 to their 2.
Yeah, I'm 3 above, yeah. So I'm pretty sure it would be that.
And their body exert is a 4, so I'm still going to get 1 out of this, plus my actual attack. Ugh! All right, your 25 will hit. I doubt the 13 gets you.
It doesn't.
So go ahead and roll damage, which for yeah, we already did the same thing with it we did on the door.
And go check it. 3D equals.
All right, get him up here. Think. All right. So you land your first sock on him.
And then that's
Yep.
plus how much from his
Plus
body?
20.
Oh wow, so that's
I had
39.
to be the
Or
that should be
plus
plus
25.
25,
Yeah,
yes.
plus 25.
Yeah.
So 39.
Mhm.
All right, you managed to get
Well,
over
actually,
the
it
top.
would be more than that. It's 43, right?
43.
Then?
Yeah, not quite 60. You need 60 before you can do 2 wounds. So you do enough to do 1. You sink into them with the fist of an angry god, and even though they're rather tough-looking things, they look thin. But when you hit it, you can feel just like sinew and this really taut muscle. But nevertheless, the glowing fist of angry Pole Superstar goes sinking in, and you feel a crunch as you nail it. All right, Captain, you're up. We need to change that. I'm just gonna keep calling him Captain. I have a
Let's
little.
change it.
there's-
There's no reason it can't be changed.
I have a soda can that's in front of his actual name down here, so that's the only name I ever see.
It's raw. Here, I'll go change it. I mean, we keep saying that I should change it, but we don't because it's funny to call him Captain Hentai Tentacle Monster.
Spar.
I mean, it's a fair point. It is quite amusing.
Well, I'm going to do the easy thing anyways.
Go back through the portal and lead them all to their death.
No,
Probably not quite
I'm
that
not
easy.
gonna go that easy. Or the easy one where I do absolutely nothing and watch them die.
Like, that's a fucking shame. Popcorn.
I'm going to just move twice.
There. I fixed it. Now you won't have this problem.
I thought you were going to change his name to Admiral Spectre.
Grand Admirals.
Don't tempt
Rear Admiral.
Sam.
All right, move twice. And then were you going to attempt a third, or? No, I guess you don't really.
No.
Okay.
Can I have given my extra action to Rao then instead, because I wouldn't have given it to
No,
Cricket.
but I mean that's part of the point. Like you give it to the person so that they can choose how they use it. My character's moved between him and you. He changed his plan because my character's moved. So you don't know what he's going to do in the future. You just encouraged him.
That is a fair.
Okay. I did it because I thought he was still gonna get an attack at the end if I did that.
He got an
I thought
attack at the
that-
end.
No, I thought he would. I misunderstood how movement worked. As far as I thought you got your movement and you got 2 actions, and I thought that you were trying for a 3rd action on top of that. That's never mind. Right, it's fine.
But your goal was to get him down to here, to the guy down who started it all, right?
Yeah, then maybe punch. 'cause
Right.
I thought
Which
that-
was
that-
going to be his plan too, until these guys came up on the stairway. So the plan changed. I mean, you don't have foreknowledge of that. All you can do is give him the buff. How he uses it is how he uses it.
Well, I'm not arguing that. It's just I didn't understand how the buff worked in the fact that I thought you got a move and 2 actions, and then it was going to give you another action on top of that. That's why I didn't think it was good for Rao, because I didn't think that. Never mind. Anyway, let's just move on.
All right. Were you going to do anything else? Do you have a ranged attack?
No, I'm not going for a 3rd
Okay.
action.
Guy down at the bottom goes again, and is still searching for folks to attack. I think Rao is the larger target at this point, so he is going to go up toward there. And there is he floats over this direction, whoop, and there is a screeching of black bullets that go flying from his hand upward toward Rao.
Unless he really sucks, they'll hit.
There we go. I assume I hit.
You rolled above 10. I think
Yeah.
you hit.
All right.
I'm actually not sure if above 10 is actually the threshold with Rao.
It's 11.
Okay. I was concerned it might have been lower.
Where'd it go? There it is.
It is still possible for him to miss you. He could roll 2 1s. Or 2 2s.
All right, goes 24 in the first shot. There's a rattling against your carapace there. Goes for the second shot. 21 hits. 17, so you got a total of 30, 41. What's your endure?
I think he might need to have updated that because he couldn't have taken all the endure from the tree. But
That is true. My endure would be 30 something ish.
Let's just assign it a 34 for the sake of just having one set for today, and we'll figure it out again later
Okay.
until figuring it through. But either way, it's one wound. So his shimmering of if you want to figure it out, it's all the things that are now marked with initiative +1 were previously endure options. So you can cut it up through there. But then I'm gonna guess that it's somewhere in the tune of like 3 less than what it used to be.
He had a total
It'd be
of
29 now.
eight interrupts. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, jeez.
No, the
they
ones that have the
two.
landmarks still count.
Oh, the ones in the landmark still, or the he doesn't have it. He didn't have the ones from the landmarks. He had the hit point up ones.
Oh, okay. And those were
Which-
an extra wound, yeah.
Yeah, he had eight endures from. I can see that on the thing. So
Okay.
Yeah, because each one gave you +2, so that would bring you down to 25,
yep, 25.
which is a substantial debuff.
Yeah, it is.
Is it? Well, I mean, you can swap the other ones from wounds to endure if you want to. The ones
Yeah, but
that you
that'll
took
only
on the
go
other
up,
one.
make him go up 2.
Yeah, to
Yeah.
27.
Yeah, that's still.
So either
Would
way,
also
the total that he did here was 41, which at 25 still isn't enough to do 2 wounds to you. So he does the 1. The excess goes away at the end of the turn. He's done his 2 attacks, so 1 wound gets dealt to you, and a whole lot of shimmering black void bullets go clattering into you. Bick, your I can't see him and therefore he can't see me technique appears to have worked so far. However, since you can't look up, so you don't know that there's a giant, robotic shield in front of you.
Okay. Well, just a quick question because of the way rolling damage has changed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at ammo types to figure out if I want to use something, and I'm looking at charge. Now, what it does is it reduces the endure score by 5 previously to change the die type. Would that now just reduce their endure by 5?
Yeah, for
overall?
the sake of that shot.
Okay. Sweet. Okay. So, as my support act, I'm popping up, dropping the cloak. I am loading a charge arrow, or an energized arrow, and I'm popping a shot at this guy.
Yeah.
Surprise! Miss me?
I like that he believes for all the world that his EM cloak idea, worked perfectly.
Worked.
He never knew I was
there's no
here.
proof it didn't work.
Yeah,
Which
there's
is
absolutely no
bad.
proof.
Very bad.
That'll hit, yeah.
Is that the same roll as before?
It's the same result as before.
But it's a different. It's actually a different roll.
Is it a different roll?
Yeah.
No,
instead
6, 12,
of
3, 3, 12, 6. It's pretty much the same roll. It's just done on different dice. Very nice.
and his endure is considered to be 5 less.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's
All right.
gonna
Because-
sting. Yeah,
Hat
so his
down,
is a
one-
15. So your 34 gets doubled to 68,
Oh shit.
and he's at a 15 at the moment. That'll probably end up changing. 5's a big debuff.
Yeah, it is. I would honestly say change it down to a 1.
Yeah, it'd be like 1 or 2.
Yeah. If we want to roll with that, we'll roll with that.
We'll call it 1 for now, just to see what. I mean, one never seems like it's good enough. Call it 2. We'll say it's 2
Okay.
for the sake of this one. Okay, that will do 3 wounds to him. Plus, you've still got the exploit active, right?
Yeah.
So it actually rounds up to 4. Shoot, bunk.
Now, what would it have been if I had gotten all 5?
It
Like
might have
5
almost gotten
wounds.
it. Because he would have been a 15 to your 64, 65.
So that would have been 5 wounds.
Yep.
Okay, so that's 2 actions. I'm ducking back down again.
Quick, back under the blanket. All right, so a pretty devastating hit. The doubler on that one is pretty good. I probably
Would you
will-
call it a palpable hit?
It is a most
No,
palpable
I'd
hit.
call it an electrifying hit.
There we go.
Actually, what it's probably going to end up doing is just giving it persist, because that's what I've been doing with all the electrical stuff now. Persist is a new thing that allows your damage to carry over past the end of the turn.
Actually, what I would suggest is just giving it the -1 to normal endures, and if you put in active armor with their shields, reduce the active armor shield reduction, which I would assume would be just an endure bonus. Have it reduce that by 5.
I have to figure out what that shield's going to do now, because it's a little different, but... Okay, that was yours. Sam is up. Yeah, 29 is really good. There are guns that don't actually get up
Well,
that high.
it should be 30 endure because he was at 33. You take away 8 from that puts him down to 25.
Mhm.
If he goes ahead and he has I don't have the armor endure currently calculating because we didn't have that document at the time, so that would give him another +3, puts him back to 28. And if he changes the two wound ups to endure, that puts him at 30, and that's a very solid
Yeah,
number.
that's pretty good. If you can keep
So-
yourself from taking more than 1 wound in a full attack, you're actually pretty solid.
Yeah, it is actually a really solid way to do it. So, but I was just saying, I was like looking at the thing of dropping it, and I was like, that is really hard because dropping the 8, and then I was like, oh wait, his armor's not in this. And I was like, oh, I'll fix it. Okay, so shoot, I can't hit anything.
You got the combat that's going on right in front of you down there that you can try to go for.
Yeah, but see, I can't hit anything.
Sam, firing indistinguishably into a friendly combat has never harmed anybody that I know of.
Okay.
Or at least
I'm gonna
nobody
look
that's
over
here to
at
complain
Rao
about it.
and be like, "You can get in there. I believe in you." I'll give you a possible extra action, buddy. Because I might as well, and then I'll take a single shot on which guy are you hitting with? Is it
Southbound one.
south? All right, I'll shoot the one to your side.
Okay. So in
'Cause-
combat, there is a random chance that you might hit a good guy.
Oh, okay.
The other guy didn't hit me, I don't think so.
The other guy hasn't hit him yet, though.
Oh, that's right. That's
Yeah,
true.
you
He's not in
don't
it
roll
yet. Yeah,
That's why
so
I'm
go
gonna
for
shoot
it.
at the one he hasn't hit yet.
All right.
All right.
Have at it.
D8 plus D10 plus was it 7 minus 2 plus 3, so 8.
8. Yeah.
And there was something I forgot last time, but I don't remember what it was.
Oh, you got notoriety in it.
Oh, I have notoriety on it.
What do you have it
yeah.
on? Accuracy or damage?
Oh, I have it on its ability to be taken places.
Right,
And
yeah,
then,
so it didn't matter.
And then I will probably say well, how much notoriety do I have? Because I actually have a bunch of unspent notoriety because of how things worked. That's 2 points. I'll put it towards accuracy, might as well. So I can put 3 points towards accuracy.
That is
How
an
does that
absurdly
do that?
accurate pistol.
How does that make
It's
it?
just +3, yeah.
Is this +3?
Yeah.
Okay. Miss.
Yeah. No, I think that gets it. It's an 18.
Oh really?
Yeah,
Oh my god!
you hit it.
I hit something.
Go for damage.
This is the first time I've hit anything. I don't expect the damage to be exciting, so
They're stronger than they were in your first test. The pistols got upped.
no, I'm just knowing that this is how Sammy's dice are. This isn't like I'm playing the hyena that could not roll wrong. The hyena could do no wrong. Where's freaking pistol? Dang it. Ray blades, no. Hard edge, no. Pacifier, no. Shot. Oh, handgun. Handgun. 4 plus 2d6.
Mhm.
Looks like. Yep. I will roll it in the more accurate way. Yeah.
Good stuff.
Solid.
You can go for a second attack.
I spent an action to
No,
inspire somebody.
You did one
I cannot.
support. You've done one attack. You can get one more attack.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I might as well.
Yeah.
Solid. Is it a 10?
Yeah.
Okay, not quite. You put 2 into it. You can see the bullets hit, but it seems unfazed by the flesh that has been
The
torn.
tiny little flecks of metal.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually hit for a change though, and actually like shake my hands around like an excited sand person seeing a Skywalker go by.
I think you're just
Rah!
you're dejected because you're not actually sure if you hit. You thought you did, but you can't see the hole that small from here, and there was no damage. So as far as you know, it's probably just another miss.
Oh.
No, it didn't do damage.
Oh, okay. I guess I'll just be sad then instead. That's goodbye, victory.
This one is going to swing at you. Roll d10.
Who is you?
The one that is currently touching Croquette.
The feelery dudes.
And I in turn get the swing back, right?
Yep.
Going.
So they both go after you. First one gets a 16, next one gets a 15.
They both miss.
Okay. You hit with a double 11, which is over a 20, so that is a crit. It gets exploit. So go ahead and roll damage. 23. Okay.
No, that's the other hit, actually.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's the other attack.
That was just. Yeah,
Oh, no. So they both attacked for the single attack. You only get to swing against one of them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
only-
yeah.
Yeah.
So roll damage.
There's the damage.
Okay,
Alright,
21.
and then plus
Sorry,
25.
and that's supposed to be 25. Forget.
Oh, yeah, so plus another 20 on there.
That.
Okay, so 46. All right, so you get through once, and because it was a exploit, you get through a second time. So 2 wounds. Solid punch in there. People can feel the impact coming through. It reels. It goes back for another swing. Its buddy does the same.
Now I get. Alright.
Yep, now you get to swing. Well, you can take your second attack against him, yeah.
Yeah, I can swing.
16 will not hit.
Okay.
21 doesn't.
Okay,
Does the 21 get you?
21 just barely doesn't with the new numbers because I have a 21 naturally, and I have the thing to give me +2. Of
Ah, right, yeah, because you're thinking. Okay, so you managed to deflect it off your fist.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. His buddy is going to go for a swing now. So you can go after his buddy, and his friend will go after them. They both miss. You can swing at his friend. 26 will hit.
Look at this rolling combat with Croquette down there.
There you go.
43. Ouch.
Actually, add 5 onto that, Kronos, because remember you had 5 already.
I think the 5 was, yeah,
Oh.
that was
Yeah,
part
the-
of it, yeah. All right.
Yeah.
All right. He will go for the second attack. So will his friend. They will both miss, of course. 32 and 43.
Great again.
I don't know, Kronos. I think your dodge build's still doing pretty good.
We've only rolled above a 20 once so far.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's my usual array of
Oh.
attacking. Oh, you hadn't done damage. Okay, the 32 was to hit. Okay.
Yeah, 32 is the hit. That was the crit.
Okay.
That was
Yeah,
the difference
and he
point, too.
critted again, so
Nice.
that's painful.
Yeah. What was the first one? 43?
Yeah, that was on the other guy though, right? Or
Yeah,
was that the same guy?
That was the first swing set. So that
Okay.
was,
Yeah.
I think, this that time.
That was previous attacker.
So
he's
a
got the
total,
crit on both.
yeah, a total of almost 3, but the crit will bring it up to 3 for this round.
Mm-hmm.
So you just wounded both of them 3 times.
Which
You monster!
is pretty rough. You are.
It's
are
not even
definitely...
Croquette's turn yet. Hey,
Uh,
Croquette!
The pummeling continues. Croquette, go ahead and take your swings.
Okay, so the other thing I'm doing is I have play rough, which is they have exploit and so do I.
Oh yeah, you can do that. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm activating that.
All right. As though
That's
you
the first
need
thing
it.
on Southern Dude.
Yeah, they both miss as they do.
Does 22 hit?
Yeah, there you go. That's
And
that's a
that's
hit.
exploited. Ow.
Actually, the exploit
Uh,
you just exactly hit their thing, so the exploit won't matter because it was exactly 30. Which one were you going for? The one right in front of you, the one off to the side?
The Southern Dude again.
Okay, so he takes
He's
it.
got a
So
bunch
actually,
of
on the
them.
first attack, you will deal a fatal blow. What do you want to do to it?
Sure you can do that off?
Okay, you will do a rising uppercut, and the body will fall somewhere in this general vicinity. As you are up in the air, you can aim your second attack downward at the next one.
And that's what it's
Elbow drop.
Yeah.
Yep.
31 will hit. Yep. It's going to try to swing back at you. Please hit for the love of God. No.
Ow!
I think I just killed him too.
That's pretty solid. That's pretty good. No, it's 42 and it's exploited, right? So it's going to be 2 wounds.
Yeah. Yep.
Doesn't quite kill him.
Almost.
Sorry, did you say exploitive or expletive?
It's a little of both.
Because-
Yeah.
It's me using expletives
Yeah.
about the exploits.
Ro, you're up. It looks like Monkey Boy down there has got this handled on the stairwell.
I gave you enough to be
I'm
able
a
to move
ferret,
a
thank
lot.
you.
I gave you enough to
Oh.
move a lot.
In that case, you should quit monkeying around.
I have on the side realized one other thing we're not taking into account for it that's even more ruder. I also have heavy-handed, the thing that ups how much notoriety adds for damage.
Oh yeah. Well, until I kind of get figured out what notoriety does.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
so
gonna
we
be
it's
figured
something.
out
something.
it's gonna be
So
me.
we
Yeah.
should probably factor it later.
Yeah.
You're still gonna be a glass cannon, Kronos.
Oh yeah.
It's a glorious glass cannon, though.
Okay, so the thing Sam gave me.
You can take 3 of a single action, so if you wanted to take 3 moves, you could. That's what mine gives you.
Okay,
So-
and at the bottom of this pink rectangle is the bottom of the stairs?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then somewhere off from there is the boss lady monster thing.
This thing over here is
I
the
forget.
The
I
vaguely
move
sexy looking
through
dark monster.
Area without, you know.
No, you would have to stunt past it.
Okay.
But
that
you
would be
are
something
you're a
different.
hover critter, right? What is your? Do you have the thing that allows you to hover higher?
No.
Because
I
you're on
don't
a
think that's
stairway,
a
you can
thing
kind of
I
just
have.
jump over them and float.
Because he could just go over the edge and float there, couldn't he?
There's a thing for that, for like a slow descent or something.
I think
I
that
believe the thing.
the ones that are naturally floating type.
Oh, right.
whereas
You took
floating
the other
type
one,
is
yeah.
a special addition to
Tentacle
me.
breaches
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
So you'll have to stunt over that fight if you want to try to get past it.
So stunting over that would essentially mean that I don't get a third move.
No, it's
I
it's
would
just a check that you make during your move. Assuming you pass the check,
Okay.
it doesn't change anything.
Okay, I wasn't sure if that would just count as stunt.
How much of your move would
and
you
action.
use up getting there anyway?
Just shy of 2
Okay.
would put me right at.
So it's
So-
worth doing if you wanted to try to get closer.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
third one would put me on the other end at the bottom of the stairs,
Yeah.
which would, yeah, that way I can head him off at the bottom of the stairs, or
So how do you want to get past them?
All right, so they're in tight, close quarters. This stairwell that we're essentially in, is this a very open ledge-based one, or
It's
is
got
there?
what kind of amounts as a rail. It looks like it was once a rail and it's been kind of grown over and deformed and stuff. And then off to the side of it is the drop that's over here. So you could go around the outside edge if you wanted to.
I am going to essentially slide down the railing.
Okay. And just go around the side of them. Well, it's difficulty 1. No big deal.
All right.
Using
So
my stomp.
what kind of check is it again?
Body athletics at difficulty 1.
Not entirely sure of my math.
What's your athletic score?
1.
Okay, yeah, so that's right, 10, and then yeah, whatever your body is there. So that 1 is not a good thing. Do you want to try to do something about that?
Oh, I've got a decent amount of readiness I could theoretically burn, so that costs
Costs
2 in
2,
order
yeah,
to.
to
So
redo it.
reroll the one, and then one to reroll the other, maybe.
You might need to do both,
yeah.
honestly.
I will burn 3 readiness.
Okay,
Just reroll the check.
trying this again.
This time with
Ah,
there
okay.
you go.
But you're still
Well,
okay.
It's better, but yeah.
It passes. You're able to get around to the other side. So you swing down the side there as you're flinging forward and just kind of loop around the outside edge of the fight.
Okay. Yay. Hover Prince of Snake Man.
Okay, it
I'm not a
is
Malay person, so I'm just gonna stay up here at the top of the ladders and stairs.
his turn. He is getting very concerned about the thing that is getting closer to him, so he is going to try to keep putting distance between him and you, and go ahead and fire. Actually,
So your endure should be 30, I think. So, but you're also down 2 wounds from what I estimated, unless you want to have the wounds. But I think the endure is better than the wounds. 'Cause
You
wounds
would
hurt.
definitely take less.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to go with the 30, but 2 less wounds than it was.
Yeah, it's just 2 less wounds, which if you change it on there, it should adjust it. So
assume that hits.
Yes.
10. He does 20 with the first attack. Sorry, actually I have to try to hit you again. I do hit you. Okay. 23. So a total of 53. You said you had 30?
so
Yes.
Alright, so 1
Only
wound
one.
again.
Wait, where do you get 53?
43.
You added the
43,
total damage
sorry.
for the round.
No, I added wrong. Yeah, 43.
Oh, you did.
But either way, 1
43.
wound.
Yeah, just wanted to make sure.
Alright. The hail of darkness energy goes splattering against you, but your enduring hide resists most of it.
He still has 13 wounds left because he's a monster.
That is pretty rough.
Oh, hey,
Uh,
so
Picks up.
Vic pops up again. Hello again, bitch! Barely.
Yeah, that gets barely.
Holy shit.
He's like, my dice. Did they? Maybe they don't know it's me.
Oh.
Fulfilling
40.
contractual
Yeah,
obligation.
40. I mean, that's pretty
But
solid.
I
either
was-
way.
Yeah, I was still using the electric arrow,
Electric cabin.
the charge arrow, the electrified, what energized, whatever they are.
Oh, you still got that? Okay, then that actually is 3 ones. Because
Wow.
I thought ammo was, even for the bow, still an entire
yeah,
combat thing.
it is. I just forgot that you had it.
Okay.
Because you had 20, which doubled would be 40, and his endure is actually 20, so that's 2 wounds. But because you just knocked it down by 2, you barely eked over the 2, and you've got exploit on the attack, so it rounds up. So it goes
Ooh.
from 2 to 3.
Ow.
So that arrow just bought you another wound.
Vic, you're just like ripping them apart.
That's 3.
Now, spend the rest of your action. Cover yourself with a blanket.
So it is
Yeah.
it is full of arrows at this point, and is looking. I mean, it's tough to discern its overall like health because it is a very otherworldly thing, but it definitely doesn't appear to be good. it's like reeling pretty hard.
Too bad you can't take another shot. You're just gonna have to cover.
I know,
yourself with
I
a
would be
blanket.
tempted to go, can I attempt a bonus action to take another shot?
You know, you can only
You
attack
can't
once with
do
that
it.
thing.
There's
Yeah.
no way.
I know.
The reason you're
I
doing
would-
this obscene amount of damage already is because you're doing this.
Yeah, but still, just one more arrow.
All right,
Just
Sam.
a regular.
Sam, this is your opportunity, Sam. Do damage to him. Come on, you can do it.
To
You
Kill
can,
who?
hit,
steal.
To who? This one?
you can hit at 27. Come on. Yeah.
That one? I can't hit a 27. No.
Do it, Doug. Do it. Do it,
No.
Doug. Do it. Do it.
No.
Oh,
Do
wait
it.
a minute. Hang on a second.
You can't hit a 27.
Oh, yeah. Never mind. Sorry. I thought it was a different thing. You can totally hit at 27. Do it.
I can't hit a 27.
How much, what's it, determination do you have?
I have all my determinations. Let me look to see how much that is. I have 2.
All right.
Well, I'm gonna take a shot on it anyway.
I believe in you.
But let's be honest here. Even if I do a plus 13, low chance of hit.
You
Yeah.
were close. Actually,
Yeah.
you said you've got 2, right?
Yeah, but even if I pump it up, that's only 27. That's still a miss, right?
No,
It's
27's a hit.
hit.
That's what it has.
Yeah, but I don't do that much damage. Oh, fine. I'll put my 2 readiness into it.
Actually,
I'm trying
so
to
hang
steal
on. Let
Toby's
me
kill.
look into this really quick here. For combat. No, wait, that's advanced combat over there. For precise, advanced combat, shooting 2 guns, precision shots. When firing precisely, you can spend 2 attack actions to fire once and do a single wound rather than rolling damage. So if you're worried about your damage, you can sacrifice your other attacks to hit it once and just wound it.
Okay,
So you're gonna do that?
I'll do that.
All right. So you line it up. You careful it. You're gonna dump two precision in the thing, and you go punk, punk. Now, sadly, 13 is not its end, but you do hurt it.
Yeah.
It
and then,
notices the
I
small ping that goes through the other side.
have 1 action left, right?
Yeah,
So what I will do for my last action is...
and you can actually bonus that, and hope you get lucky on the damage if you want to. You
I
can.
have to roll below a 7.
Not for the pistol. You'd be at it's -3 from the roll. That's the pistol's property. All the guns have properties now.
Okay.
So the
But I
pistol's
still have to
property is
roll,
for
what
bonus,
was
yeah.
it, 2d10?
Yeah, 2d10 -3. Because the pistol is easier to shoot 3 times.
Yeah, but see, well, I could give my bonus action would help nobody. Kirkette's gonna kill that thing. Most likely Hatman's either gonna clear the distance and attack or something, but he won't need a third of something. So, yeah, I will do... What the hell, I'll try. 2d10 -3, you say?
Mhm.
Nope.
Nope.
I'm
Curse your
in
dice.
awe that I actually hurt it.
All right. Here we go for the slap fight that is the fight against Croquette. Get ready, Croquette. Prepare yourself.
Wiggly waving tube arm, play
Yes.
tube man. Wacky Waverly.
Ah, an 18.
I-
Oh, a 30.
Oh. The dice are strong with
The
this
dice
one.
really are strong with this one.
Ow!
Alright, 35, which will go up to the next wound for him, which is 2, which is enough. So you punch him into the wall, he leaves a crater. Thump.
He cracks himself a little smile.
Yeah, as your fists gleam with the ichor of this distended critter that's now hanging off of it. It is now your turn.
Okay, well, I just measured it and 2 moves. Hi.
Okay, you're up on a ledge there. You're gonna have to stunt down, or you're gonna get hurt.
I thought he went down the stairs.
He is, but the bottom part of the stairs is here. He's still about. It's a 50-foot drop, so he's still about 10 feet up back here.
I forgot I was here, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Boo. FX, I don't think Rita's vaulting over the end bit of that would be
Okay, that's fine.
Sick. And I don't know, something. Still within my movement range.
Okay, so before you go in, just so you're aware, the threat response is still a thing, and it's a little meaner than
I
it
still
used to
don't
be.
provoke him.
Oh shit, that's right. Okay, cool. All right, you go in. He tries to respond to you, but you are too damn quick. Also, you chase past the robot who was surely prepared for this kill, but no, none of that. All right, you get in
No, I
close.
just toss him.
Rouse up.
No, they're out to steal my kill.
I still have one more action.
I thought you
Oh,
had
you
to.
do?
I thought you took 2 moves getting down there.
Don't you
Oh, that's right. I attacked you on my turn. You're right. Sorry, I
Yeah.
attacked you on mine. Yeah.
So, I don't think it's hitting.
Nope, 22
Yeah.
will miss. He will go to swing back. A kind of vorpal blade of darkness comes popping out of his hand, and he swings down and does so with surprising agility. Oh, he doesn't have a freaking 5 because you're
I like
freaking
how it's...
broken.
Oh, that's right. You attacked me on my turn. Shit.
Yeah, you could just hear that boo.
Sad panda is what that is.
Alright. Well, now it's Rao's turn, right?
Well, now it's my turn to swing back.
Oh
at
yeah.
him,
Oh wait. Yeah. This side's hitting. Yeah. Or attempting to hit.
Attempting to hit, which he's pretty good at it. So, give it a try. 33.
Yep.
All right, he will go for it.
This
and
is the
then
point
dash.
where I ask the glancing strikes, where you used to be the roll dodge to reduce damage by 1 die. What would that do now?
We
That one's
don't
going to take
know.
some thinking. Yeah,
Okay,
that's
that's
probably going to have to get
we'll just
restructured a
discount.
little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll discount.
All right. So, roll you guys for damage.
It'd be kind of cool if you could roll dodge to lose exploit on a hit coming in on you.
I mean, that might be a thought. Yeah, to lose any kind of special ability that comes off it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take the property away because
Uh,
like if it has a paralyze or something like that, be like,
Mhm.
oh nope, burn, being lit on fire by the flamethrower. That'd be nice. Being lit on fire by the flamethrower, by the way, is not something you want. It's already bad the flamethrower is hurting you, but the consistent fire damage that follows was just rude.
I will say, as a note, was not still granting exploit on this,
Oh yeah,
on either of us,
yeah.
because that is an active decision.
Ow!
Does 37.
That is a wound and almost the second.
Almost the second one? Okay. But it doesn't persist, so.
Yeah.
So
So,
just
it's
a wound.
at the end of your turn, that damage is it's just you had the wound and that's
Yep.
it.
So, rouse up.
Oh my god.
Yeah, melee hurts, especially when they're both in there.
I'm just looking at that going, ooh.
I said your dodgy build's actually pretty good for this because that's the best way to negate melee damage.
Yeah.
It's not to be there.
Yeah, I might have to look at more back into the thing because I had pulled a bit to make it so it's a little bit more able to take a hit, but
Yeah.
doesn't matter as much. But I'll do that after this one.
Yeah. Well, we'll also see if this is where V's going. This
Yeah,
is a
well-
test to see what we think.
Mhm.
Because we have a whole bunch of stuff that we don't even know how it's going to work. I like it better, though, because it feels quicker than checking stuff for damage tables.
Mhm.
It does make each individual process a lot faster.
Mhm.
Rao, what are you planning?
Let me see. I guess I'm gonna make the leap.
You know what I really
Ziggy,
want is Rao to have like a whole bunch of pistols for all of his tentacles and then just
that he
do a
never
spin
uses.
attack.
They just
They just holds them up. This is a stick.
if he starts spinning, all I'm gonna be able to think of are the freaking like orange octopi at the Oil Ocean Zone where they just like pop up and go. Boop.
He also needs to make it so when he spins with all the tentacles with the guns, that it like plays Calliope music.
I think we need
I
to get him.
can't do that, but did I mention I have a laser eye?
No, you
Uh-huh.
didn't mention that. Is that a thing you have?
You have that. You have a lot of different.
Yeah, that's the thing
ones
I
you have
have.
not used yet.
I also have a
lot of
flamethrower
Where are you keeping it?
and
Yeah.
a massive tentacles. There's a lot of tentacle mass.
There's a lot of things we don't know about Hat Dan.
Are you going to use the flamethrower?
No, I just wanted to mention those.
You could lob from there.
I'll just flamethrower out at
By Croquette.
Croquette. It's alright.
He's hot. He'll be okay.
Croquette has more wounds remaining than the bad guy does. It'll all even up.
Burn Ward later.
Now I'm going to jump down
A little burn ward. I only
and
become stronger.
attempt to brace myself for the arrival down there.
Oh no, you're at the bottom of the stairs now. You can just go. Croquette was another 10 feet
okay.
up above you.
Oh, I thought he was just going to go by me on the stairs.
He
right?
did eventually, but at first when he hopped over
Yeah.
the edge, he had a fall.
Yeah, and then I end up sliding down the rail the rest of the way and then jumping over.
I like how in the course of this fight, both of you had to trade time sliding down the rail. It's important that we not actually take the stairs. We must slide.
Well,
Yes.
to be fair, Croquette
had
started
to.
that sliding down the rail, and he's continuing to do so. He basically set it as the proper way to go down this place.
I set the precedent for it.
Yes. He's a trendsetter.
Alright. Screw it. You know what? Let's fire at him with the laser eye.
Okay. There's
He's
a
in
chance of
combat.
hitting Croquette.
It's a chance I'm willing to have you take.
Yes, this is a chance Sam is willing to take.
Hmm.
Or you can do a bunch of move. I think that's like
Fine.
two
I
movement
will
actions.
move. Yeah, I'll have 2 movement actions.
Don't you have
Take your
some
shot.
reach?
Pardon?
Do you
Take your
have
shot.
reach?
Shoot him.
Shoot.
Shoot.
Shoot her.
Shoot him.
Actually, what's your
I
overall? Yeah, that laser eye is pretty accurate, right?
Probably.
So when you go to shoot in a melee, you can actually elect to make them harder to hit in order to avoid hitting your friend. Firing into close combat, weapons firing at active cocon is a random chance. If you wish to increase your chances of avoiding an ally, forgo the random roll by complicating your shot by 1 for each ally they're in combat with. So basically, it would be a difficulty 3 to hit. That's not that much worse.
Except my ranged combat is 1.
Ah. Well,
Do it anyway.
Yeah, it's D8 minus 2. He does have kind of a high overhead.
Wait, AD8 minus 2?
Well, it's your normal D10 plus a D8 minus 2.
Well, it'd be
And then,
he has a
So
boon, you have a
I
boon
can
in shooting?
get 6. Yeah, I do have a boon in ranged combat.
Okay,
It's
so
a D12
D12.
plus
So,
D8
the
minus 2 plus whatever else.
So that. Sorry, what's the last thing that? would be
The
added?
other stuff is you just add the stuff for the weapon, which I think that the laser eye has like a 10 or something to hit, right?
All right, that's the one thing I
Yeah.
gotta check.
Plus your mind exert score.
Yeah, which is 1. So
Yeah, so
you're basically at D8 minus 1 at this point, and then whatever your weapon is. The easiest way to think about it. Where's the laser eye? Is it in weapons?
it's not. It doesn't have a thing yet. We'll just have to use another weapon for it. But I believe it was a 10 to hit.
Was it?
It was pretty accurate because you just have to look at the person you're trying to shoot. So I never really understood how Cyclops missed things he was shooting at. I don't.
Because Cyberpunk is crap.
Because it was a concussive blast somehow.
Because he
Yeah,
was really
that
tempted to
melted
look
things.
elsewhere.
Wolverine.
Well, could you blame him? Because normally he had Jean Grey and skin tight spandex like floating
he's
right
just
next
easily
to him.
distracted. That's all that was going on there.
He is usually busy yelling Gene.
I actually like to think that what the people didn't know is he had a lazy eye.
you never tell. It was always drifting off to
You
the
never tell
side.
because it's just rah, you know. Oh shit! I'm trying to find the freaking template for eyeball.
It was in surgery, yeah, but it hasn't been updated for this. We're just kind of winging it.
No, I'm looking for the old one. That's what I'm trying to
Yeah,
find.
it was in surgery.
Come on, where are you at? Alright, that's a dermis. There's head. It's in head, right?
I think it's part of the emitter system. And
Oh my god. This is why I don't get eyeball surgeries. Okay, augments?
yeah, it might have been an augment. Because depending on where you put it, you got a different ability.
There's utilii. Hollow. Tricks. Nope. 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 Well,
Well,
I guess
whatever.
just do
We'll
it with
just
the plus
yeah,
10.
we'll just use it with a weapon. Call it a handgun for now. It'll be a +7.
Oh, that's oh. Okay, so that makes it a +6 total he has because he's at -1.
Hmm.
Well, I'm at -2 for difficulty.
Yeah, +1 from your mind stat. That makes it -1.
Yeah.
And then if you add +7, you're basically going to +6 total. So it'd be D8 plus D12 plus 7. Can you hit with that?
+7 or
Plus
plus
6. Plus 6, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, plus 212 plus 6.
Yeah, +6. Sorry. So,
And he was getting what? Was
Like a
the bare
28?
minimum to hit him?
27 is his.
yeah.
No,
I don't-
then it is actually impossible for me to hit.
Well,
Yeah.
max dice is an automatic hit, but yeah,
Yeah, that's. It's just his chances of hitting are really
are
really
slim.
low.
Yeah.
All right, fine. I'm going to move closer then.
You come in for the real thing.
I think you can reach from there, can't you?
Actually, I might be able to. I'll have to check that in a second.
What did you?
I
You had axes, didn't you? The heavy axe.
Well, we had agreed to flavor the tentacles as heavy axe.
axe.
Then you've got range, yeah.
Yeah, so in that case, I guess I will attack that way.
You go
And
for it.
it-
We'll swing back
Wait,
at you,
more.
and Croquette can swing as well.
Alright. Rip into him, guys.
I assume a 26 will hit you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
26 will hit me, yes.
Attack him, Hatman. Use the force of your powers.
Heavy arms.
Okay, so I got a 5 in CQC. I have 4 in body exert, so it's plus.
So you're rolling.
He has a
2d12.
4 in CQC. So yeah, you'll
Yeah.
have 2d12. And
Okay,
then the heavy
cool.
axe is a +7.
All right. So
And then
plus
plus
7
your body.
plus 4, so 11.
Mm-hmm.
So 2d12 plus 11.
Oh,
Oh,
you
that's a
gotta.
bummer.
Do you have
I'm gonna
determination?
burn off 2 more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Burn one to try and reroll my 4. I'm gonna do that, right?
There you go. That'll do it. Yeah, you can redo the 4.
That would be 28.
Yeah, 28 hits, I think.
Same.
28 and 28. Yep, they both get through. All right, y'all race each other. Whoever rolls damage first.
That's cheating. I forgot to roll damage already.
Yeah.
Good, yeah. Rao,
He's Batman's first time rolling damage.
the heavy axe actually doesn't roll. It's got a straight 15 damage. So what's your body exert? Is it 5 or a 4?
4.
4. So you're adding 20. So you've got 35 damage on the attack straight.
Nice.
And then Croquette does 39, which collectively is more than enough to hack off the next few, because he's only got a 20. So your 2 damages together is going to be several wounds on him. He's only got 2 left in his hit point pool, so he goes down. You go slashing through
We're
it.
doing 1, so
Yeah, it goes splattering through. There is an eruption of darkness that kind of seeps down to the floor, and you hear this kind of mocking laughter, and then it is gone.
Does anybody know if we won?
I'm popping back up, getting ready to shoot an arrow. Oh,
Do
you stole my
know-
kill!
You do know every time you do that, you kind of look really obvious. I mean, your boots stick out and everything.
But it wasn't shooting at me, so it obviously worked.
There's a vroom, vroom, vroom noise, and you can see that the portal is beginning to flicker as though it's lost its power source.
Time to go!
Oh, we
We should
should
leave.
probably go back through. Get back up here, double time! Come on, Rao!
I'm looking at Sammy. You first, or do you want to go? Do you want to ride?
Yes.
Are we in rounds or can we just go?
You can just go, but the difficulty to get back through it is a 3 this time.
Oh no!
It is flickering
I
and
only have-
destabilized.
I only have 2 ranks in athletics. Alright, so D12 plus a D8,
Mm-hmm.
but no negatives,
No negatives.
because that.
Yep.
And then 3.
So I just get
Eh,
I just get 2d10s.
You can use focus. You're not in rounds right now.
oh, I will spend 2 focus to reroll that then, because
Yeah.
it was just shit. There.
There you go.
Ah!
All right.
I'm through.
You're able to get through. Croquette looks like he's able to get through. Shout, Bick, are you trying to get through?
I am, but it's not rolling right for some odd reason.
Well, roll it left.
Roll the dice.
Bick, you push against it. It's pushing you back.
I'm kicking it, and then I'm trying to push through again.
All right. Rao is able to get through, and Bick manages to get through the second time. Right as the portal's beginning to flicker closed, poosh, it knocks you out the other side.
I'm like, I come through, I check my skirt, I check my tail, make sure everything's okay. So
Bick, you
that
come
was interesting.
rolling through, smoldering as the portal
That's fun.
closes behind you. The sound of you hitting the ground wakes your dad up. What are you guys all lying around here for? Come on, there are things to do.
But we just, oh, alright.
Vic has actually reached back and grabbed his tail, and he's looking at the near perfect cut at the very tip of the fur. That was a little too close.
All right, we'll hold it there for now. That was useful, though. I got to check to see a bunch of things.
Seth, one thing I will suggest for the bows is, yes, I love the damage I was doing, but I would honestly suggest taking them down from the, or at least the one I'm using, down from the 5d10 down to like the 4d10.
Oh, I might do it. It's mostly the doubling because the scale is a little different, so the double isn't as quite the deal as it was before. But it actually, I mean, that's not all that crazy. Like most things have
And
the
also
ability
considering
to do.
you're only getting one attack.
You're getting the one
and most of
attack,
us are getting
so-
cumulative through the turn, because if you're getting to hit twice with some of the other weapons, you're doing 20 twice.
Yeah,
and
it's
that's like
not
40.
that impossible to get
Yeah.
3. So I probably just
No,
have to,
no.
to tweak it down to like D8s. It doesn't need to change that much, just a
Yeah.
bit.
No, but the suggestion was to take it down to 4d10, but also give it a secondary rule that it's when you change ammo, it doesn't take an action, and you only get 1 arrow for the ammo type.
Yeah, that's a whole
Oh,
lot
that
of
would
extra
make it-
complication, though. Like, I don't
That
want to
makes
add more rules
bows
to it.
really expensive.
Yeah, but it's one of the highest potential weapons right now.
Not really.
Not really. You haven't seen a flamethrower yet.
Well, I will say this: you kind of made Tiberius a freaking danger with his plasma shotgun
you're
now.
honestly,
We'll take it.
you're doing good, but you're not doing more than the people in melee. And you are sacrificing. You don't get to have the option of hitting, multiple.
It's a
you
single-
can't do the
single
third
target
attack.
thing,
That's the
yeah.
other thing. You don't ever get that third attack. If I gave like somebody else that was really good with a rifle 3 attacks, they would outdamage you. Because they'd probably have a higher to hit rate, and then having 3 attacks, they could spread over that damage rating.
Well,
It'd be
we'll tweak
crazy.
it. I think it needs to go down in its dice value, probably down to 8s, but I don't know that it needs to change all that much.
Yeah.
We'll see. As we go there. How did you guys like the kind of way that it ran, as opposed to the other one?
It felt a little better, I think.
Yeah.
It feels smoother to me, but
Was it
that's
easier to
my
figure
feedback.
out what everything was doing? Because I think the big one with that I was hearing from the last one was that even after we did it for a while, people weren't entirely sure when they were getting dice ups or downs.
Mhm.
Here and there. I'll admit, still a little bit lost. My partner was trying to also figure out rules at the same time as doing everything else. Kind of where you start to get
Figuring
lost.
out
sometimes.
stuff that we didn't have rules for.
Well, that'll be a thing for a little bit.
Mhm.
But if it
Yeah.
feels like it's going in the right direction, then I'll start trying to transfer things over so that they're all locked down.
I personally like this one a bit more for the damage because it's just a lot more smooth.
Mhm.
I like that
Yeah,
I
being
have
able to go just
Yeah.
just being able to go dice number is a little bit better than having to go, okay, dice number, check the chart. What that do? It removes the extra step of
And
I
also
need-
going, oh wait, I rolled a d8 on that, and I don't get to have that number, I get this other number, and
Okay. Then
I also like
will
the
keep
idea
kinda
of
working on that.
possibly not having to do, it adds 5 to my 10 points of damage, and that kind of stuff for Noto. It's going to be nice. It's just going to be a flat bonus that I can write down and be done with,
Right.
because I'm rolling dice.
I'll just have to figure out what I'm doing with that.
Also,
but-
rolling dice is more fun.
Mhm.
I like rolling dice for damage.
I was debating how silly I wanted to be with that. I'm like, I want to make a shotgun that shoots 15 D4s. Yeah.
Why not? Why not?
Because that is dumb, but I like it.
But caltrops, and that would mean your minimum damage is always 15
It-
with a shotgun.
It's pretty good. Actually, having smaller dice values is kind of useful for stability, but I don't want somebody to have
Yeah.
to own 15 D4s, mostly because nobody should.
Yeah.
All right, I'll stop the
15
stream on this.
D4s. All right. Well, thanks for game.
Think so.